What up, everybody, and welcome to the FB and Goob Show. I'm FB,
And I'm the Goob.
sponsored by the Good Time Tavern of Livermore, California. How's the Goob?
The Goob is fantastic. I'll be honest, the whole world smiles when Packers Niners is about to happen.
The
I mean,
whole
it's
world, huh?
the 10th time in NFL history, the most ever, and
Yeah,
it's
this will
usually it's
this will
usually
be
a
the
bad
most. This will be the most ever, huh?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure you're ecstatic. I mean, you just put a absolute beat down on the Cowboys in Dallas, which how sweet that was for everybody. I think.
Um. Yeah, it's one down, three to go.
But
You know,
but
I mean,
but a
that
fun one.
it was a good one. I mean, we did put a beating on them. I don't think anybody in Dallas expected us to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Anybody when I woke up that morning, they had all the announcers, all five of them had picked the Cowboys. I was
Star,
ex-
star, star, star.
I was excited to see that. I think that was one of the most exciting things I saw that morning right away. Was like, oh, everybody's picking the Cowboys, huh? Okay, no chance for the Packers, huh? I'm assuming when I wake up on Saturday, I'm going to see a bunch of those symbols sitting beside behind you on TVs. Niners, Niners, Niners.
There should be a lot of them. Yeah.
Should be a lot of them. I'm just excited to even be a part of any of this. So I know the tavern is way excited to be a part of this. I know that for sure. It's what it lives on. Um,
Yes, good times will be rocking this Saturday for sure.
but uh, we beat the shit out of the Cowboys. I don't know how else to say it. We played well on special teams, except for a missed extra point. Jaden Reed is uh, awesome catching the punt and not dropping it, which is something that we've done for years, which is just fumble punts in really important situations. He didn't against the Cowboys. I was excited for that. Um,
It's the little things.
the little things, you know. The defense played very well against the Cowboys in Dallas, where they score 30 points a game. So even though the score doesn't show it, there was a lot of second stringers in there in the fourth quarter and a lot of, Dak trying to score points at
Oh
every
yeah,
second he could.
as the
So
fantasy guys call it, lots of garbage points there at the end. The game was well in hand.
well over in the third quarter. By the end of the third quarter, the game was over. Um, Offense played unbelievable, and Jaden Reed saw no catches.
Right?
So
They didn't even use their fastest guy. Thanks a
offense
lot.
usually runs through him. Instead, it just ran around him.
Well, he's the
Uh,
motion guy, so we used him as a decoy, I guess, most of this game.
Most of this game. They actually tried to throw a pass to him in the fourth quarter next to the end zone. I thought was kind of cute. I thought that was just to get him one.
Right?
So Musgrave's back, big touchdown.
Yep, he looked
Um,
good.
he looked good. Dobbs, who has been kind of silent for the last 6 weeks, other than being the captain of the team, I've never seen anybody run into middle of scuffles or confrontations or the beginning of arguments more than him to pull the Packer away and say, not worth the penalty. Let's move the fuck on. Might be the most mature guy on the team, actually. So Dobbs, for him showing up and having that huge game, good for him. The defense played good. Quay Walker played very well. Keyshawn Nixon played very well. I mean, we're not supposed to be there. We're not even supposed to be here at all. So for you to say that I'm playing the Niners, the number one team in the playoffs in any game, is shocking to me. So, but I'm excited for what I see for the future. If I lose on Saturday, it's just nothing but a great future for me. If we beat you on Saturday, it's nothing but a what the fuck happened to you. So, I mean, that's how I look at it. If the Packers pull up a victory, people are going to be looking at the Niners as they did Cowboys. What the fuck happened? And if
Right.
we win, it'll be like, holy shit, we're moving on. So I don't know. It's a
No doubt.
win-win.
We'll get to the predictions here in a little bit. On the flip
Sure.
side of that, the rest of the NFC, I mean, there were some really bad performances. The Cowboys didn't do whatever they needed to do. The Eagles,
I weren't sure what they were supposed to do.
the Eagles came out in Tampa Bay like I don't know, it was freezing cold and they couldn't tackle anybody. So I thought that was kind of a pathetic little performance there as well.
The Eagles
What
look
a
very bad.
yeah, Baker looked good. The Eagles looked bad.
Jason Kelsey retired the next day. He said, "I don't think see things improving." You know what I mean? And walked the fuck away. Said, "I'm
Oh yeah,
out."
that whole thing's imploding next year, right? This Dallas and Eagles will have all new everything next year.
Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, Dallas, Dallas is weird, man, because that guy doesn't seem to really ever fire anybody or let go of anybody. He kind of holds on for a while. So Jerry Jones is kind of a weird guy. Wants changes and wants, production and he wants, Super Bowls, yet he holds on to Garrett for years and he holds on to this guy for years and he holds on to this guy for years. All right, Jerry, whatever. Sounds good, buddy. Bill Belichick's sitting right there. Go get him.
All right, so Dak and CeeDee Lamb will be back next year in Dallas, and well, Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, and a whole new cast of characters in Philly. Probably not the coach. I doubt either of those coaches make it.
I I would have my money on the Eagles coach still being there next year and the new defensive coordinator maybe. I could see Dallas with nobody. Nobody. Campbell might move on anyways just on his own because people are already talking to Campbell or want to talk to Campbell. Now they can. So cuz he's not moving, he's not going anywhere anymore. So I heard the Seahawks are interested in talking to him. So okay. Quinn, not Campbell, but Quinn. Yeah. I mean, I heard that the Seahawks, they want to talk to him. You know what I mean? So McCarthy, he might just need to take a break.
That's what I'm
Even though
thinking.
even though he goes 12-3 every year, he just seems to. But whose fault is that? He goes 12-3 every year, and then his players lose on the field in the playoffs. Is the game too big for the players, or the game too big for the coach? Coach has won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Coach has won playoff games.
I like to blame everyone in Dallas for everything.
I know you do. I still have a soft spot in my heart for Mike McCarthy, so I don't know if I can. I mean, I saw Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb perform poorly through the first 2 quarters of a football game. I didn't see Mike McCarthy take any snaps. So, I seen them pick it up in the third quarter when it was off, honestly, a little too late. That pick six that's the game. And that wasn't Mike McCarthy who decided to throw that ball with the safety pretty much just standing right there going, wonder what that guy's doing. Oh, he's throwing the football. I'll take that.
Right? Which
Touchdown.
which leads me to kind of the AFC and what we were predicting last week with Cleveland having the veteran quarterback going into the Houston game. And lo and behold, pick sixes kind of decided the outcome of that one as well.
It actually decided the outcome of that game. It was 1-2 in a row game
Bang, bang.
over. Yeah, that was it. That was 2 touchdowns that the Cleveland Browns needed for themselves. They were still actually in it at that point in time. And then they were completely out of it 2 pick sixes later. It was like, wow,
Yeah.
that happened fast.
45 points going up against that
that
vaunted Browns team.
we said it before. We said it last week. We said that Cleveland give up 15 points at home and 30 on the road.
30 on the road. You add
Now
them together.
that's what they
That's
gave up,
what Houston.
45
What
points.
Houston did.
So I think the same is said though for Houston's defense, and they're going to Baltimore. So now it's the same kind of. I hope CJ Stroud keeps his composure and keeps dealing it like he does because this could be a fun game. But I don't see Houston stopping the Ravens at all. So it's going to be one of those kind of deals. Like I said with the Packers and the Niners, I don't see the Packers stopping them at all. So we got to keep up with them. And whoever has the ball with the last possession maybe has a chance to win. That's going to be the same for Houston and Baltimore. They're just going to have to keep up with Baltimore. And hopefully they have the ball at the end. You know what I mean? And have a chance to win it. So that's all. I mean, it's going to be a tough game for both teams. Both underdogs, for sure.
Anything else in the AFC that caught your eye? I mean, it was cold in Kansas City and cold in Buffalo, and all the home teams did what they do.
No, when Miami got off the plane, the game was over.
When
So,
Tyreek cut his sleeves off and walked out there and said, "Where's my coat?"
and then put it on, yeah.
He
Well, they
put that big
walked.
ass park on. He said, "It's cold."
I think they walked off the plane missing 7 players though, and it was one of the coldest games in history. So
Right.
good luck
And then Rashee Rice coming into his own,
coming
burning
into
the
his
Miami
own.
secondary all over the place.
Speaking of fantasy players to keep in mind for the first 2 or 3 rounds of your draft,
Yeah.
Rice might be a receiver. He might be the number one receiver in Kansas City now.
Right.
So
Yeah. Kelsey's old.
his brother just retired. He can't be much behind him.
Right.
So Rice is nowhere near. So he's only 23 years old. So he's got a long way to go. So
He's
and
good
he's
to
got
go.
and he's figuring it out. I didn't see much other than the Lions and the Rams. The Lions and the Rams game was good.
It was good. I mean, Sean McVay once again proving that what he writes down on paper is way better than what he does in games. What is that? Why does he freak out and do silly things all the time?
I don't know. That's just his MO
He
kind of
calls
thing.
timeouts on the wrong side of the 2 minute warning for no reason. Like it just boggles the mind how normal math doesn't work for him because his mind is so advanced.
I wasn't impressed with the Lions though either.
No, they
So
think they scored one field goal after halftime. They weren't doing much of anything.
yeah, I didn't see much out of the Lions that really impressed me. Same Brown, yeah, he gets first downs when they're needed. You know what I mean? And the backs,
Jameer
I
Gibbs is
didn't
fun.
fun, but like I said, I didn't see much of him in the second half. He didn't seem to have that fire coming out of his ass anymore. So I don't know. We'll see. I would assume that Lions fans are hoping for the Packers to win, so, so they can keep this Ford Field thing going. So
Yeah, right.
yeah,
More Eminem welcome signs.
more well, yeah, you know what I mean. And then instead of having to come all the way out here to good old San Francisco or Santa Clara, shall we say, and play against the San Francisco 49ers. So
Right.
yeah, I'm assuming there's a lot of Packer fans in Detroit right now. I'm guessing. Um, as there is probably a lot of Houston fans that are not Houston fans in Kansas City and in Buffalo right now.
That's a
Because
good call.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure nobody wants to see the Ravens, nobody wants to see the Niners. Tampa Bay fans are huge Packer fans this week.
All
Tampa
right.
Bay's already beaten the Packers this week, this year.
So shall we go ahead and predict these games? Let's talk about them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Saturday, first game, Houston at the Ravens.
Here we go. Yeah,
Spread
I
is about 9.
I don't want to. I mean, I think Houston covers the spread. I think they do. I think D'Amico Ryans puts a good defense on the field this week. I give it to the Ravens. You know what I mean, to win the game.
Yep. Ravens handled them in week 1. They played a long time ago.
Yes,
Well, obviously CJ is probably a little better by now.
way better. Oh, he's way better.
I mean, it
Nobody
just seems
expected
like
this.
there's going to be a lot of points, and whichever defense turns over the other guy, that team wins by 14. You know what I mean? I'm not sure exactly which way it's going to roll. Probably Baltimore's way because they were annoying to us. I can't see them not being annoying to Houston.
I could see I could see Baltimore putting up 45 points and the ball only goes in the air 18 times because Lamar runs for 86 and 2 touchdowns and Gus Edward runs for 65 and a touchdown and Keaton Mitchell. You know what I mean? So Stroud's going to throw 40 times if they put those touchdowns. So I mean the ball is going to be in the air a lot more for the Houston Texans as it is for
Yeah.
the Baltimore.
So
If
that
we're
would lean Baltimore's favor.
leans Baltimore's favor if we're talking about turnovers because I could
Ball
see that.
safety, yeah.
Yeah, the ball is going to be in the air a lot more for Houston, I believe. I don't think the ball is going to be in the air as much for the Baltimore Ravens. And that's just because it's pretty much a run dominant team in the first place. And if they can get the run going, they're just going to run the fuck all over you. Mark Andrews is back, maybe a possible sighting of, even though Isaiah Likely has played very well in his shoes
He's a
and
stud, man.
might not deserve Mark Andrews to take one's spot, and Mark Andrews might just have to come off the bench or play second fiddle to Mr. Isaiah Likely. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm going to go
like
Baltimore. I'm going Ravens though.
yeah. And if they're gonna win, they're gonna cover.
If they're gonna win, they're gonna cover. They're just gonna take it. Well, they're just gonna start to dominate them, kick shit out of them. So
FP and Goob did pretty well last week though, 4-2 against the spread.
nice, good.
Because
I'm
the,
glad. Yeah.
the Chiefs under was huge. Taking the Chiefs that was monster.
Right.
All
All
right.
right.
So
Well, we got.
the next game Saturday is our game.
Yeah.
Packers and
Well, here's where everyone in the world would think from what is behind me and from what is behind you, we differ. But
do we have Trent Williams?
yeah, if you have Trent Williams, I think the as much as I want to say the Packers win, I think it's a different animal this week than playing the Cowboys, who the Niners just did the same as we did, beat the shit out of them. You know what I mean? So
Correct. That game was not close.
I think youth will show up next week. I think mistakes. I think the Niners defense can force the mistakes out of the youth. You know what I mean? Which is what coverage are they running right now? I don't understand what's
Yeah.
going on.
Give them some weird reads or just take
Yeah,
away the easy things, make them try to figure out stuff on the fly.
now every receiver's on a receiver option because they don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. And Jordan's like, "Why weren't you there?" I was like, "Because that dude was there. Remember, I'm not supposed to go there if that dude's there." Well, then, where did you go? I don't know where I went after that. I got confused. I was just gonna go deep, is what I was gonna do. Well, then you know what? Next time, just fucking go deep, then, man. All right, next time I'll just go deep, bro. I mean, I can see that totally happening. And the Packers and Jordan Love not having as good as game as he's had in the last. He's 21 touchdowns, one interception in the last 9 games. He's playing at another level on his own.
That's it. He's hot. He's hot, baby.
Hot. But do I think the Niners can bring the mistakes out of us? Yes. Do I want to admit that I'm going to say the Niners are going to win this week? No, but I think the Niners are probably going to win this game. I mean, if we're
Right.
gambling and we're on this damn show, and I don't want to look like an idiot. I said if there was a blowout last week, it would be the Packers blowing out the Cowboys. I meant that because I knew that if it was either going to be a close game because we've dominated them there and Aaron Jones has dominated them, and or we were going to blow them out, and we blew them out. I got a funny feeling this week Niners probably going to beat us.
Well, where I think we're going to have the advantage is worst comes to worst. We got fresh McCaffrey running behind Trent Williams. You know what I mean? So I could see us just picking up chunks there. And on the other side, Armstead's back and the rest of our D line's healthy. So I don't see Aaron Jones going everywhere. These little dudes are going to be wide open, crossing the middle. You got all your linebackers running around in circles.
Yeah, no. Quay Walker played very well last week. I just don't think the rest of the linebackers can keep up with the rest of everything else. So
it will be fun to see. Will be fun to see some of your speed play against some of our corners, Dominic Lenore and Charvarius Ward, who are good cover guys, but not the fastest guys.
I'm excited to see Reed come on motion out of the backfield full speed and to see who goes. I got him because he's fast. And so are the Bo Melton's fast. He's a 4.3 guy. Jane Reed's a 4.3 guy. Christian Watson's a 4.29 guy. I mean, all of them are healthy. I'm excited, but like I said, I think the youth is going to catch up to him eventually. Whether it's here or the Super Bowl, the youth is eventually going to get caught up on. You know what I mean? Like, shit, we just didn't know what was going on out there, coach.
All
That's
right,
fine.
yeah. The spread in this one also, I think, it's dropped to 8.5. I think
I think
that makes sense that it's coming down closer.
sure because of what the Packers have done.
I still like the Niners in a cover.
Oh, I think the Niners in the cover without a doubt. I mean, if the Niners are just going to win the game, probably going to be by a couple of touchdowns. So,
all right. So we got the two number one seeds moving on Saturday. Sunday's early game, Chiefs at Buffalo.
Man, I
Is
haven't
this going to be
seen.
a classic? Whoever has the ball last wins the game,
No,
or is Buffalo just better this year?
I think Josh Allen has been better as Jordan Love has been. I think Josh Allen has improved as the years gone on. To be honest, I think his mistakes have come down a lot. I kept waiting for it on the Pittsburgh game.
right?
None were there.
And
So he kept
instead he just
waiting.
ran through the whole defense and scored a touchdown.
Yes. So this might be Kansas City's best defense in the playoffs or in a while as defense goes because they've
Oh
kept
yeah,
winning games. Yes.
they're young, not a lot of weaknesses. Yeah,
No,
good.
I'm liking what I see in Kansas City's defense. If there was like if Rice has just been waiting to open up this book of plays, like, all right, tell Rice to implement code 74, and he was like, code 74 implemented. And then
Operation Jerry
yeah,
Rice.
here we go. Here we go. Operation Jerry Rice. And he's like, and he opens it up and it's like all these new plays. And Tyreek looked over and went, oh shit, they're implementing code 75. He got the book, and he was like, in gold and shit. I don't know. I mean, that's what it's gonna take. I think Buffalo, Mahomes is not at home. First time ever in the playoffs.
Right, I like that.
I like that too. I like the way Josh has been playing as of late. I haven't heard as much bickering out of Stephon Diggs. That's big.
Yeah, and he still doesn't catch any passes, so that's nice.
I think Rasul Douglas is out now. I think Buffalo's defense is starting to get a little thin, so that's the only thing that helps out Kansas City.
Right, it's been thin.
It's been thin. I think it's a little thinner now because I think Douglas Poyer. I think there's a few thinned out. I mean, I don't know. I want to say Buffalo. I just want to give it to Buffalo. The only problem is the last 2 out of 4 years, Kansas City's won the Super Bowl. Same quarterbacks. I mean, so I'm gonna go Kansas. What's the spread on that game? Buffalo by
Uh,
two,
Bills are favored by 2.5.
2.5. Bills favored by 2.5. I think Kansas City wins.
Well, I'm taking the points. Like I said, I think whoever has the ball last wins, whether it's field goal or touchdown or something, whether it's 12-13 or 42-43. Someone's going to get the ball left with 30 seconds, and one of those quarterbacks is going to go zip, 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 touchdown.
Um,
So
so you're
I'll let you pick the one that you think is going to win. Buffalo?
Well, I seen Mahomes do a 13-second drive to beat Buffalo last time. That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
that was insane.
So I'm gonna go.
Revenge game? Can Josh do it the other way around?
No,
No.
I'm gonna go Kansas City. Kansas City, Baltimore. I, I
Very
mean,
nice.
I mean, I mean, I mean, I know we want to like say the FB and Goob show said we both voted for Buffalo, but I mean, I think Kansas City's probably. I don't know.
They have Mahomes, man.
They have Mahomes. The way we said, this defense is playing really well. Josh Allen was able to run over the Steelers, but he's not going to run over Chris Jones.
All
He's not,
right.
and these cornerbacks cover a little better than, I mean, Steelers were thin at cornerback. Porter, I mean, he was probably their,
Porter left. He had a concussion.
yeah. And then they're already missing Fitzpatrick. They were missing so
Right.
much in the first place.
Peterson's playing safety for the
They,
first time in his life.
so, yeah. So running over them, not a problem. Once you get past the front seven, it's just a bunch of old guys and guys
A
out of
bunch of old
position.
cornerbacks going,
Yeah.
ah,
Holy shit, who we stopping? Josh Allen. We can't stop that guy.
look out the
So,
way.
so I think it's gonna be a shootout. I agree, shootout because it's Mahomes and Allen. I just think that Kansas City's defense is probably a little better than the Bills' defense right now. So I think I got to give it to Kansas City, man. I really do. I know home field advantage, but it's the cold's not going to matter to Kansas City because they just played last week in Kansas City. Looked pretty fucking cold.
Yeah, it was negative.
It's negative cold. It was the negative of coldness. So yeah. All right, let's move on from that. I like it. So we're split on that, right? You got Bills. I got Kansas City.
I got whoever's got the ball last.
Whoever's got the ball left. So I can't predict that. So I'm
I
just
know.
going to predict a Kansas City victory. That's going to
Yeah.
be my prediction. And then we got Lions Tampa to finish the week, huh?
Yeah, your favorite boy, Nachos.
My favorite boy is not at Nacho. And listen, Nacho Mayfield, man.
Nachos Mayfield.
Nacho Mayfield don't come out victorious. I'll be shocked. I really will.
I
Uh,
mean, he was whipping it around the field against the Eagles. All sorts of confidence. Some zip on that ball.
I think nothing.
I
I
feel
don't
like
think
Philly forgot to put their arms up because they forget Baker's only 5'2".
Right. Well, the Lions won't because all their defensive ends are 6'9", so they'll all put their hands up. No, I thought Baker looked great out there. He always has confidence. He'll throw the ball into anything.
right? And if they just give Mike Evans a pair of Stickums gloves so he could catch some of these deep balls, Baker could have had like 5 touchdowns.
He could have. There was a couple that just hit his hands and hit the ground. Oh
Yeah.
shit, Mike! You should
Just
have had
running,
that one.
running all by yourself. There it is.
Ah, god damn it! Yeah, no,
Stonehands.
I like Tampa Bay going into Detroit. I didn't see much out of Tampa Bay and the Rams. I wasn't thrilled by Detroit. It seemed, take off real exciting, real exciting, real exciting, and then as Detroit might do, third and fourth quarter, kind of play shitty football and squeak a win out. You know what I mean? Like, can't do that in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yes, this is
Maybe
true.
against, maybe against a sixth seed, but not a division winner. And that's what this is a division winner.
Right. Okay. My question is, Detroit got away with their win against the Rams mostly because the Rams just don't force turnovers. They don't, you know what I mean? They don't get after the ball. You think Tampa Bay's blitz packages that Bowles throws out there is ultimately kind of going to change the tide of this game?
Well, we were waiting for Goff to make a mistake this last couple of days here because Goff is known for making mistakes under pressure. I bet you Tampa Bay is thinking to themselves, Goff is known for making mistakes under pressure.
Oh, and Bowles just
They're
blitz
probably
anyway.
going to
So,
bring the house.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know St. Brown is good, but Laporta's got that big offensive lineman leg brace on. That don't look very nice, So, he's definitely an outlet, but he's not the fastest outlet anymore.
This is
Um,
true.
Other receivers are going to have to step up if they start to blitz. They're going to have to run the ball well. You can stop the blitz if you run the ball well. You know
Right.
what I mean? So, that's, so we'll
They
see.
got the guys to do it. I don't know. Who do you give the advantage to, like in the trenches? They usually, if I'm not sure about stuff, I go to the trenches.
Well, I don't know. The Lions in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks have played a little better in the trenches because they were kind of getting beat up a little bit in the trenches there for a while. And I don't know what's changed. Maybe Dan Campbell put a fire into their ass, but
He just beat up all of them in practice one day.
I think defensive line on both teams beats both offensive lines. That's how I really do. I think Tampa
So this could
Bay's
be we could have a lot of punts. Is what you're saying.
yeah. I think this could be a very boring game. Tampa Bay Detroit. I think Detroit's defensive line is fast and aggressive and probably might get to Baker. And I think the same with Tampa Bay. It's front little seven there. This might be a boring ass game for a long
Bunch of
time. This
one sack per possession, and that's it. Punt time.
Yeah, punt time, and it's 3rd and 7 again. Here we go. Like, God damn, this is a boring ass game. I don't. It could be the most boring game of the whole week, and
Oh, I believe for sure it will be.
and yeah, and I'm not like boring one-sided Houston Browns kind of
Oh
situation.
no, this will come down to it. I don't think it's a blowout either way.
No, no, no. I don't think it's a blowout. This will be in the end. You'll be like, that was a great game. It was 13-12. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Let's take Tampa Bay in the points. What do you think?
Let's take Tampa Bay in the points then. That's fine. I like that then because I kind of trust that Tampa Bay in the points thing because
Yeah, especially in a
I
close game, we'll take some points.
I wasn't impressed with Detroit. I was way more impressed with Tampa Bay, and now Tampa Bay is going to Detroit. Cinderella story. Tampa Bay in the points. So
Sounds good.
yeah. Well, all right then. That's all 4 games covered.
Yeah.
All right.
The only thing else I had for football was we had the trifecta of coaches retire. We had well, not retire. Bill Belichick quit being a Patriot,
Right.
whether he was fired or whatever happened. And
Right.
then Pete Carroll in Seattle, he was retired or let go or whatever he did.
He fought for his job, they said.
Yeah. And then so that's interesting. And then Nick Saban down in Alabama,
Yes.
also retired, which caused quite a stir. And I guess that Washington guy DeBoer headed to Alabama. That was big college
Right
football
away.
news, I guess.
Which which I in return thought, why doesn't Pete Carroll keep his house in Washington and try to go down there and get that job at Washington? Somebody
Right.
else grabbed it up, picked it up. Somebody's already the coach at Washington.
Right.
I can't remember who got it, but somebody else went to the coaches Washington. I thought Pete Carroll would have fit right in there in Washington. He's such a players kind of guy. You know what I mean? Out there throwing and running and all
Of
that
course,
stuff.
chewing gum with all the boys.
Yeah, why don't you go back down there and why doesn't he go back to college? Why does he want to go back to the pros? If I was Pete Carroll, I'd retire. And if I wanted to really still be out there, I would find a good college around there willing to pay me decent money and coach.
Just start a football program at Gonzaga. Just start as a
Yeah,
just bring in all transfer
start your own.
portal,
Come on,
brand new
Pete.
team.
Brand new
Gonzaga
team. Now,
football.
he won a national championship. He's won a Super Bowl. Create your own football program and get it into Division One. I'm just.
No,
No,
that'd be great.
I don't see Pete going anywhere else. I'm just like, well, who's going to hire Pete? You got Vrabel out there. Vrabel's a hell of a coach. He did a lot with Tennessee with nothing a lot of the times. There was a lot of injuries. There was years it was just like, shit, man, you got nobody. Playoffs again. Good for you, man. With
Right.
Tannehill as a quarterback, God damn, man, that's great. So, I don't know. There was those coaches, Belichick.
He already interviewed for Atlanta. That's the weirdest thing because if you interview for a job, doesn't that mean you'll want it?
Well, I think the owner in Atlanta is probably what probably brought him there. Because that's
You think Belichick's actually interviewing Arthur Blank, or not the other way around?
no. I think Arthur would just love to just sit down with Bill and see what he has to say. That's that circle of that rich. You know what I mean? Kraft and Arthur, Belichick probably already hung out with him. You know what I mean? In some underground, under bunker, some disturbing league empire of
Right.
billionaires thing.
NFL, CIA stuff.
Yeah, weird shit. So yeah, I'm sure he went down there. And why not? I mean, look at the team. There's talent on defense. The running back is insane. It's in a dome, so there's no conditions ever. You know what I mean?
He doesn't even have to wear a hoodie with sleeves.
Doesn't have to wear a hoodie with sleeves. He can just wear you know what? He can
Hoodie
wear
with no sleeves.
yeah, right. Go different. Now it's cool. It's now it's got the air conditioner on. So it's a different kind of cold to have built. I
Right.
don't know. It's not a bad deal going to Atlanta. Atlanta's been in Super Bowls before. Atlanta's been in playoffs before. Atlanta's got a good culture around it. Why not? Dallas, he's just waiting for Jerry to call him. Jerry calls him up. Bill's Jerry Jones.
Get
Jets
your ass down
outside,
here.
but getting there. I've already paid for everything. Bought you a house. Everything's done. I just need you to bring the evil empire with you. So just come on down.
Just come on down, bring whoever you want. We'll take everybody.
Yeah, I think Jerry Jones might talk too much for Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? To where it's like, Jerry, can you stop talking to the press and talking to people about things happening here?
And to me, stop talking to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. In Bill's world, that's only silence until Bill speaks, kind of shit. So, well, all right, yeah, the coaching carousel is going to be interesting. Nobody has signed except for the guy who went to Alabama. Said, "I'm the fuck out of here. Who wants me, Alabama? I'm gone. Bye." And the Patriots signed the defensive the guy who's played defense for him. That's who's their new head coach.
Oh, Mayo?
Yeah,
Jared
Jerod Mayo.
Mayo.
He is now the head coach of which I thought interesting to go from like the greatest coach of all time to who?
To a former linebacker from
USC.
USC. Nice.
Um, I just thought better that they might go for Harbaugh, Vrabel, because Vrabel was an expatriate who's
Yeah,
got
he thought
coaching.
that was the easy fit, though. Easy stuff
Oh,
sometimes.
don't do anything easy.
Yeah.
Don't do anything that might work. Vrabel gets a job, then they won't have a chance to get him next year. I don't know. Sounded stupid. Speaking of stupid, Kentucky Wildcats lost.
Overtime, though. I mean, it was a close game at Texas on the road.
I know, but we can't afford losses, man.
Not if you're going to be in that one seed.
Yeah, one seed teams don't lose. And I would rather
Well,
play Westmont, Virginia, Charleston, Chattanooga in the first game than say, I don't know, Texas again, Cincinnati.
dude, I was watching a lot of these
Xavier.
yeah, there's going to be a shitload of parity in college basketball this year. I was watching Cincinnati games, the BYU games, and there's not a whole lot different between them and Purdue, except for Purdue has like that 7'2" guy.
That
You
dude.
know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah,
Oh,
last week we had every single team that could have been number one. They all lost. Houston got their first two losses of the year, so now we have zero undefeateds, left in the top 25. I got a fun story though. You remember Nicholas Timberlake from Towson? He made a Sports Center dunking for the Kansas Jayhawks. He dunked on some dude. I was like, yeah, Towson transfer. So
is that the one you compared the shoes to?
yeah, I think so. It's the only Towson basketball player I've ever talked about on the show, I
I
think.
think that is, man. You'd like compared him to shoes instead of Justin Timberlake. You called him Timberland.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good for getting a highlight. Good for transferring to a school that's going to maybe, you know, I don't know. That's the only reason that he stayed in school because college are the best years of your life.
That's right. Yeah, no,
So
the fact that all these teams like Kansas and Carolina, they can just transfer in these fifth year senior guys and they fit in almost seamlessly by the end of the year. That's gonna give us the blue bloods a better chance. I mean, it looks like UConn's the new number one. Carolina's on the rise. We haven't lost since we beat Tennessee, I think, and Tennessee has been killing everybody. They did lose one game, but I mean, it's gonna be pretty much chaos.
I still have to play Tennessee. That sucks.
Yeah. Marquette had a tough week. They lost a couple, but then Dwayne Wade gave him $3 million for the basketball program, so that's going to help a lot in Marquette, Wisconsin.
Heck yeah, it is.
That
I'm gonna
three
get
million
somebody
go a long
there.
way.
Shit, yeah. Sometimes I want West Virginia, man. What are you talking about? That's what I'm thinking. What do you think? God damn it.
Yeah, same
Get
kind
you
of
even
stuff.
further.
Uh,
So
Even Penn State beat Wisconsin today. Wisconsin was
I saw
undefeated.
Penn State beat Wisconsin. They were 11th in the country.
Yeah, they were.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not
No, we
after
had a,
losing to Penn State.
we had a couple little pesky guards and played some defense. It's not too shabby.
I saw a couple
We,
3-pointers at the end of the game to keep your lead. Yeah, or whatever. Yeah,
we could win the NIT, I think, this year.
I think Penn State's got a great chance of winning the NIT. I really do. I hope Wisconsin goes there along with them. After that
Yeah.
embarrassing showing, to be honest. I mean, speaking of embarrassing showing, the Knicks have dropped. We just fallen out of grace. The New York Knicks. What happens? Brunson don't play. We can't win, huh? Is that our problem?
Oh, is that what happened? Brunson got hurt?
Yeah, Brunson hasn't played. I don't think last couple games.
Oh,
So
yeah. Well, you
I know
kind of spent all your money and tried to run your whole team around him, right?
it's pretty much the Brunson show. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I
So
mean,
you're not
Julius,
number four. So you're not number four in the East. The Knicks have slept a little bit, back down to
we're
six.
uh, if I was to let's see here, the Knicks seventh for seventh now.
Oh yeah, I saw Cleveland won a couple games in a row. So you guys just
Yeah,
going back and forth.
it's one of those deals where we have the same record as Cleveland, but we got same wins, two more losses. So it's like,
Right,
all
right.
right. And the other teams are in the middle. They got 24. So one person's got one more win. It's that men, everybody in the East, man, is right there. I mean, in that little like who can get the 4, 5, 8. That's
Yeah,
all
they
that
really are.
matters. 4, 5, 8. That's what matters. You do not want to be 6, 7, and 8. You don't want to play against 1, 2, or 3. If you're playing 1, 2, or 3, you're out in the first round of the playoffs because Celtics, Bucks, and Philadelphia and Embiid, who's on another level.
Embiid is on a freakish level right now, averaging more points than minutes.
That's frightening. How many
Yeah,
minutes you played? 12. How many points you score? 40.
40. Yeah, he put 41 against Denver today. I mean, he'd have the MVP if it wasn't for that whole 65 games rule that they just implemented. So you got to play in 65 games.
Right, as you should have to play in 65 games. I know. I mean, I know. We were
At this
excited for
point,
Ja when he came back. We were like,
what if
"Can he get
everyone
the
else?
MVP?"
What if everyone else plays in 66 games? And he can't win because he played 64.
Rule's a rule.
Yeah, I know. They're gonna have to fix some of that shit. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
Speaking of fixing shit,
participation matters.
right?
So, got to participate.
Yeah, so he'll fix that. But the Warriors, they need a lot of fixing.
You got 23 days to figure out a solution.
Oh, blow it up. I'm tired of watching slow Clay and bored Wiggins and stupid Draymond. Let's just get rid of them. Trade them
Well,
all.
there's
Can we get
three.
can we get Jordan Poole back for like some of these guys?
What's the? Can you trade Draymond Green for Jordan Poole?
No, that'd be fantastic.
Be the greatest trade in the history of basketball. And the Warriors trade Draymond Green for Poole. What the? Didn't they beat the shit? What the? Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, you guys do. Can you guys get rid of all three of those guys, or are their contracts going to be weighty on getting rid of them?
Oh yeah, that'd be virtually impossible.
Virtually impossible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's some old guys that are making a lot of money out there that kind of suck. We'd have to target those teams to see
So
if we
you
could.
want to trade your old, making too much money guys for somebody else's old, making too
Well,
much money guys.
one of those and one younger guy.
One of those and one younger guy.
We'll give you three for. We'll give you a three for 1 and 1.
Knicks have nothing. Maybe it would be easier for you guys to save face for Steph Curry and trade Steph away to a contender, so Steph can win two more championships
Just
instead of
send them.
you greedily keeping him like I don't know leprechaun. And you got to get to the end of the rainbow to get to the pot of gold, and Steph ruins the last 7 years of his basketball career with the Warriors.
I mean, basically, what I'd have to weigh out there was would it be cooler to see Steph win a
Playing for the
championship with
Knicks,
with like
winning championships.
if he gave a championship to Leonard and Harden and Westbrook.
No, a Clippers championship. Could you want
see,
him to go play with the evil empire?
see, I don't think that would work for me.
What if we traded you McBride, Grimes? Remember, I don't have anybody old on my team to trade you, so I have to look for youth. Grimes, McBride. I don't know. I'm trying to get Steph, man. You can't have anybody good because
Yeah, no, I don't see anything. I don't see anything working there.
we gave you McBride and Grimes and five first picks. We have five that we're never going to get because the Mavericks aren't giving us theirs and the Suns aren't giving whatever the fuck they are. So take those five picks we're never going to get and Grimes and McBride and give us Steph.
Sure.
Save face.
Can we get him back next year?
Huh?
Can I just loan him out and get him back next year?
Oh no, we get him for his last 5 years. He retires a Knick.
See, I don't know if I like that either. All right,
because he wins 5 in a row with Brunson and Randall and Hartstein and Hart
and OG Anunoby
and OG Anunoby and his buddy DiVincenzo.
I mean, to be honest, Steph needs to go somewhere where the other guy in the backcourt can play defense. Because Steph, he's not really playing a whole lot of shit.
We're gonna do that because we got the new guy playing defense. And then Brunson and Randall and Hartstein and Mitchell Robinson when he gets back and Hart and DiVincenzo. And can you see Steph finally in the Knick jersey? Because we were going to draft him, but you nabbed him before. And then, because we're
he looked good in the jersey, but he looks better.
We're 2-8. We were 9. And you got Steph Curry, and we ended up with like, what the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, there was like 3 point guards taken right before Steph, and Minnesota took Malachi Flynn and some other guy from Syracuse.
Yeah, but weren't we like right behind the Warriors going to take him? And
Right. You guys didn't have the chance. You were gonna, but we took.
yeah,
Yeah,
so could
bummer.
have been a Nick. Still can though if you got some pride, instead of wasting that guy's next 5 years. I don't know. You guys suck. You
Yeah,
guys
we
are
did.
down. Sun's starting to make moves. I see Durant has finally got his mid-morning stretch out of the way, and
Right.
oh, he knows what the deal is. Just make it to the playoffs and then beat Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That's make it to the
Yeah.
playoffs and beat me. What do you mean beat you? Rise up on you. Swish. Ah,
Now
shit.
would be a good time to get in on Phoenix for the NBA championship before it goes down to the odds will go down to plus
Right before the
170 or something.
odds drop to garbage, I think everybody should realize that Kevin Durant has finally stretched and is ready to play basketball. Suns, I'm telling you, the Suns are still going to be dangerous. Beal, Booker, Durant. Do they still got the big center, or did they
They
dump
got
him?
Nurkic.
Nurkic now. They don't have Anton anymore, right? Or whatever the hell his name was.
Right. Yeah, that was the Portland trade. So they got
Yeah.
some bench guys and Nurkic for.
Yeah, they made a lot of moves, so you got to put that all together. But once that all gets together, that's probably fine for Kevin Durant. He's probably not worried at all because Kevin can score on any given night. So
On any player ever.
on any player ever, I mean, the dude 6'7" can shoot from any spot and is nasty. So
7 feet. 7 feet.
he's 7 feet.
Yeah.
God damn. God damn.
That's why no one ever blocks his shit.
God damn. He's 7 foot and he runs that shit. That's
Yeah.
insane, man. You can't stop that guy. Not when he's on.
Nope.
No way. So yeah, so let's watch out for the Suns now, right?
Yeah, I think so. The Jazz are the hottest team in the league, but they're still in eighth place. So we'll see. They played they played well enough to make a little noise last year. I don't expect a whole lot. But they're fun. They're fun to watch. Warriors get to go to Utah tomorrow, so we'll see how legit they are. If they beat us by 30, I'll change my tune.
Right. Um, yeah, I'll try. Well, listen, lot of young teams here as of late who made some good draft picks here as of late are starting to show up, man. From Utah over the last couple of years, the Magic as of the last year or so, Pacers. I'm interested to see where we're all sitting here in the next
Even
three.
even Houston. Houston's kind of playing better basketball.
They've done the same thing. They just built a young nucleus. You know what I mean? I'm interested to see what happens here. I really am. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see what it is in 3 or 4 weeks from now when we're sitting here talking about only basketball, only hockey, only the start of baseball. I'm interested to see where the Pacers, the Magic, the Rockets, the Jazz, all these teams that in the last 3 years have really utilized on their first and second round. A lot of good. I mean, the Jazz picked well in the last 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? To now be sitting kind of where they are. Same with the Magic. Halliburton apparently was probably the best pick the Pacers have made in 10 years.
Well,
Is
Sacramento picked him, and they remember they made the trade
that the trade?
Sabonis for Halliburton, which has kind of helped out both teams a
It
lot.
has helped out both teams. I mean, they got Monk and Fox, and there's a lot of talent just on
Yeah,
Sabonis.
Fox and Halliburton were overlapping. You know what I mean?
Oh, you
So
can't. That's not going to work. Sabonis
Sacramento
was
made a good move
well
to get
protected.
Sabonis.
Yeah. No,
Pacers
that
made out because they got an MVP candidate next year.
next year possible MVP candidate. Yeah, right. Is it Alexander this year? I'm thinking it could be very possible the kid from the Thunder.
SGA is unbelievable. I think I mean we'll
Yeah,
see.
so we'll talk. Maybe we'll bring that up. Maybe we'll talk about some of that next week, kind of where we're at, because I think SGA has been. I mean, are we always going to just give it to the same two fucking guys? Because the Joker and Embiid are on.
We'll see. We check out FB and Goob next week because we're gonna do like 5 different categories that are not
Okay.
quite the normal ones. Instead of MVP, we're gonna have something a little bit more exciting.
Right, because football won't go as long next week because one of us is going to be pissed off and sad.
That's very possible.
And just wanting to push on through football and not fucking talk about it. Yeah, Who gives a fuck about Tampa Bay? Fuck Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? Aren't you happy
Right.
they won? No, I'm not happy they won at all. Fuck them. You know what I mean? So yeah, so we'll see what happens next week. Might be a real fast football segment. Or a real long football segment.
Who
Steven win.
knows?
Yeah. Got a funny feeling it's gonna be fast though, because I'm pretty grumpy. All right, listen. You got anything left on basketball? Basketball's coming up. We'll do the categories next week apparently. I got I got SGA right now because you can't give it to Embiid, you can't give it to Joker every fucking time. So saying Brunson's playing off the chain.
Like I said, we're gonna have some fun stuff out there for you guys.
Nice. Anything else on basketball?
Just keep watching. There's a great dunk every day.
There is a great dunk every day. Don't forget that that's from your Uncle Goop. There's a great dunk every day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Hockey. We've been asked to give more hockey. Have you started to put more hockey on your sheet?
Yeah, I've
Football's
got some.
almost over.
What's that?
Football's almost over. You better have your hockey A game coming.
Oh yeah, I've been paying attention. The main four teams are still winning: the Bruins, the Rangers, and then out west you got Vegas and Vancouver. We got some new hot teams though. Edmonton has been on fire,
Okay.
and you always
Yeah, I
think
love
of
it.
Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and
Mm-hmm.
all the goals they score. But
McDavid.
turns out they got this goalie, Hellebuck, and he's been hella good.
Hella Buck is hella good, man. I like it.
Right?
Where's he playing? That's in Canada, right?
Edmonton, yeah.
Ah, don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
But,
Hella Rook, don't you know? That's great.
so yeah.
I'd go up there and watch a game, but they won't let you in Canada. So,
Oh
but
no, I can petition. I just have to watch Time of the MNC and ask them real nicely.
really, is that what you really have to do?
Yeah, no, it's just right in the city. Just pop over there, fill out a form.
Yeah, but you really can't get into the city though. They won't let you pass the border.
No, San Francisco City, not Edmonton City.
Oh, our city of great San Francisco.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Oh, that'd be great if they told you, yeah, it's just over there in Quebec. And you and I, Quebec, I'm going,
Good luck.
can I get that? You can't cross the border. That fucking bastard. Get that fuck out. Quebec office of help me. I love the Canadians. Go
So,
Canada.
so yeah, so we'll move a little south from Canada, and we're going to go to Minnesota for our next fun tidbit. Marc-Andre Fleury, number 2 now, all-time goalie wins, 550 some.
Marc-Andre Fleury still playing goalie?
Yes, and he just passed Patrick Waugh, and he's hunting down Martin Brodeur at the number 1
Oh,
spot.
how dare that bastard. Somebody cut his Achilles. Anybody out there listening, how dare him try to pass the great Martin Brodeur? I mean, this is insulting now. This is just, how long has he been playing? 27 years?
Well, he won those cups back in like 2008.
Right. I mean, yeah, 2008. I mean, he was 30 then. At
Yep.
least 30s,
So I mean,
32.
congrats to him. He's killing it.
Yeah, 11 years later at 41,
All
him and
right.
Jaromir Jagr just out there sucking away fucking
All right.
any.
Speaking of which, the Penguins are back in the playoff hunt. We're coming after you, Rangers, Panthers.
Are you talking to the Rangers? Who are the Rangers? It's only Panthers in this house, buddy. Don't
Oh,
you fuck with us.
well, you're Panthers in the other division, so we're coming for the Rangers first, and then we're coming for the Panthers.
All right, if my brother was here, he'd be mad at you, but you know, I'm a diehard Florida Panther fan all the way.
Yep.
Still working
Well, I
on
mean,
that.
they're on fire right now, 8-1-1 in their last 10.
Go
So
for
you
Panthers.
Penguins are hot, but not hot enough to catch you
Whatever
guys.
they do at the game thing, the big cat roar, whatever
They
it is.
throw rats on the ice.
Is that okay? Yeah, I'd do that too.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Got to buy some plastic rats.
Right? I'm gonna
Yep.
next time I go to a Florida Panther game, buy some plastic rats. You
Exactly.
probably buy them there. Probably be like $15 a rat, $45 for 3 plastic rats. And then they just pull him off the ice and then resell him to the next dumb fuck for $15.
Genius.
Genius. We need to figure that out. How do we pull that one off?
Right? Stuff they buy at the bar, throw at the bartenders. We just take it and sell it.
Resell it. Oh, that's not a bad idea. How
Hmm.
many things do you think Kevin would allow us to shoot at him on the
Yeah, I don't know.
reselling value part of it?
Hmm.
Put it in his goddamn vending machine.
Definitely some details we have to work out there.
We
Okay.
have to work out details. Maybe glasses for him. You got any performers of the week? It was a hell of
I
a
do.
week.
I
A
kind
lot
of
of good
have
football players. A lot of good basketball. You got any performers that stood out for you?
I got a college basketball kind of a seesaw performer of the week. My performer of the week is Tommy Bruner, University of Denver Pioneers. He scored 25 points or more in 5 straight games, currently leads the nation in scoring, and his name is Tommy. And the other guy I was going to talk about was Bronny. LeBron James's kid finally got a start for USC, went 0 for 7. Wah, wah, wah. So suck it, Bronny.
Go Bronny. Yeah, Bronny can't go over 7, buddy. That's like being Michael Jordan's kid right now. One
Learning curve. There's a learning curve or something.
Scottie Pippen's kid. He's learning still somewhere in G League. No, listen, it's hard to follow the shoes of the second greatest basketball player of all time, and that's
Agreed.
LeBron James. So, Michael Jordan will always be number one. That's just the way it is. Yeah, I have a couple performers of the week myself. The entire Green Bay Packers organization, from the general manager to the coaching staff to the players on the fields, for not only just winning more than 5 games as they were said to be only going to win by all the experts out there, but for becoming the youngest team. Get back up here. I'm not done. To make it to the playoffs since the 1974 Bills. To be the only 7 seed. This way, come back. The only 7 seed to ever beat a 2 seed. And I think what a hell of a game and a hell of a season so far. So whatever happens from this point on, I just wanted to say those are my performers of this week for tromping and stomping and ass kicking the shit out of the God's team, Dallas Cowboys, whoever the fuck that means.
It's a
So
beautiful thing.
America's team, however that became America's team, is beyond me. I mean, there's more Mexican fans than there is Americans of the fucking Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
To be the South Americans team, I bet you it is actually. It's probably close. Raiders or Cowboys.
Gauchos love Cowboys.
Cowboys, Gaucho. I mean, it's got to be damn close. It's not America's team. That's like the Packers or Pittsburgh or some shit like that. So, the Niners, but it's not Dallas Cowboys. Sorry to say. So that's my performance of the week. Joe Barry is also included in that. I didn't want to include him in that, but I'm going to include him in that. I was going to kick him out and say not Joe Barry, just the defense.
I'm going to include him next week. That's my prediction.
You're going to include Joe Barry as your performer of the week next week. I like it. I hope you do, because he puts out an excellent performance. What are you excited for next week?
Packers Niners, baby.
That's what I like to hear. I don't know if anybody saw the short, but it's a pretty serious game here in good old FB and Goob. We'll discuss how that game's going to happen this week. Are we going to be on the news? Have we talked to the news? Let's talk to
I'm
the
working
news.
on it.
Work on that. I'm FB.
I'm the Goob.
Peace.